past few years, our own land, Philippines, had experienced a drastic level of citizenhood and political situation. Citizenhood in the Philippines embodies a strong sense of community and identity among its people. Filipinos often demonstrate a deep commitment to family, solidarity, and collective well-being. Many actively participate in community initiatives, volunteer work, and social causes, showcasing a robust sense of civic engagement. However, challenges persist, including issues of political apathy among certain segments of the population, barriers to access education and information, and regional disparities that affect the ability of some individuals to fully exercise their right as a citizens.
He wakes up every morning and get ready to school. May I know your name, sir?
Harold Santos, a second-year civil engineering student from Don Honorio Ventura State University.
Is it possible to exhibit patriotism and love of country in settings other than the well-known social ones?
Yes, patriotism and love of the country can be expressed through personal action and choices.
How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not be able to find or afford a home?
Communities can address housing challenges by promoting affordable housing initiatives and implementing policies that support fair access to housing.
Next. According to Dr. Jose Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at present, do you think that the youth is still the hope of the nation? And why?
Yes, youth is the hope of the nation, but it depends on how a person is being raised. But because there are a lot of youth that are not raised by their parents that do bad things.
Next. How has the Philippine government improved transparency and accountability in its governance processes? And can you cite specific examples or initiatives that have been successful in achieving these goals?
The Philippine government has taken steps to enhance transparency and accountability through initiatives such as the Open Data Philippines and the Freedom of Information.
Why is heritage, culture, and history important to us?
Heritage, culture, and history are crucial as they shape identity and provide a sense of belonging.
Last question. According to Philstar Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of reading comprehension among 79 countries. Does this mean that the education in the Philippines is considered a failure? In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most children have difficulty in reading?
Low ranking in reading comprehension doesn't necessarily mean education is a failure. Various factors contribute such as lack of resources, teaching method, and poverty.
My father, a senior citizen named Rodel at the age of 61 years old, he is still very strong and capable of driving a tricycle and growing vegetables and fruits every day.
Is it possible to exhibit patriotism and love of country in settings other than the well-known social ones?
Sa may kapaligiran mo, may luguran ng bansa.
How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not be able to find or afford a home?
Yung obrang komunidad, pag-obra lang, makapalipon lang. Atin lang yung pagawang mali.
According to Dr. Rosario Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at present, do you think that the youth is still hope of the nation? Why?
Oo. So yung kabataan talaga rin pag-asa ng bayan. Kaya pang susunod na taon na mahabang panahon.
How has the Philippines government improved transparency and accountability in its governance processes? And can you cite a specific example or initiative that have been successful in achieving these goals?
Huling isasanmay ko na rin manungkulan.
Why is heritage, culture, and history is important to us?
Para sa mga susunod na henerasyon, sa mga kabataan.
According to Philstar Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of reading comprehension among 79 countries. Does this mean that the education in the Philippines is considered failure? In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most children have difficulty in reading?
Kulang na turo yung kaka-cellphone.
Is it possible to exhibit patriotism and love of country in settings other than the well-known social ones?
Yes, expressing patriotism can also happen through creative outlets like art, literature, or even innovation. By contributing positively to your field of expertise, you can indirectly contribute to the progress and pride of your country, finding unique ways to showcase your country's strengths and promoting cultural understanding can be powerful in expressing love for your homeland.
How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not be able to find or afford a home?
Community preparation for housing challenges involves affordable housing initiatives, social services support, and public-private partnerships. Educational initiatives, policy advocacy, and volunteerism contribute to a comprehensive approach. Skill-building programs and community dialogues empower individuals, while emergency response plans ensure quick support during crisis. Together, these efforts help address the needs of families and individuals who are struggling to find or afford homes.
According to Dr. Jose Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at present, do you think that the youth is still the hope of the nation? Why?
The assertion that the youth is the hope of the nation by Dr. Jose Rizal remains relevant today. The youth possess the potential for fresh perspective, innovation, and the energy to drive positive change. While facing contemporary challenges such as economic uncertainties, environmental concerns, and social issues, the youth's capacity for adaptability and enthusiasm positions them as catalysts for progress. By investing in their education, empowering them with skills, and fostering a sense of social responsibility, the youth can indeed play a crucial role in shaping a brighter future for the nation.
How has the Philippine government improved transparency and accountability in its governance processes? And can you cite specific examples or initiatives that have been successful in achieving these goals?
The Philippines has made strides in bolstering transparency and accountability. The Freedom of Information of the FOI Executive Order established in 2016 is a key initiative enabling public access to government information. The Philippine Transparency Seal program is another noteworthy effort, compelling agencies to disclose vital details on their websites, thereby promoting openness and accountability.
Why is heritage, culture, and history is important to us?
Heritage, culture, and history are crucial for identity, diversity, and learning. They preserve unique traditions, foster social cohesions, and provide a foundation for informed decision making. Additionally, cultural assets contribute to economic growth through tourism and inspire artistic expression, collectively shaping our shared human narrative.
According to Philstar Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of reading comprehension among 79 countries. Does this mean that the education in the Philippines is considered failure? In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most children have difficulty in reading?
Well, the low reading comprehension ranking in the Philippines suggests room for improvement in the education system. But it doesn't mean that it equate to failure. Factors like limited resources, large classes, and a curriculum emphasizing memorization contribute to challenges. And then addressing these issues through targeted reforms, better resources, and teacher training can enhance reading proficiency among Filipino children.
Our next interviewee is part of youth, Aliana Alfalor, a senior high school student from Don Honorio Ventura State University.
Is it possible to exhibit patriotism and love of country in settings other than the well-known social ones?
Patriotism and love of country can use in various several ways beyond those well-known social ones. This include the individual's actions like being a environmental conscious to preserve the country's beauty.
How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not be able to find or afford a home?
By communicating with the non-profit organization that expertise the homeless peoples. This organization can help to those people because they have more resources than the governments.
According to Dr. Jose Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at present, do you think that the youth is still the hope of the nation? Why?
Yes, the youth today are more active in social and environmental issues that can promote a positive impact to our country.
How has the Philippine government improved transparency and accountability in its governance processes? And can you cite specific examples or initiatives that have been successful in achieving these goals?
The Freedom of Information Executive Order in 2016, sinain siya ni Rodrigo Roa Duterte to have the people insights what's going on in the government.
Why is heritage, culture, and history is important to us?
They give us the sense of identity and belongingness. They connect us to the roots and our traditions.
According to Philstar Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of reading comprehension among 79 countries. Does this mean that the education in the Philippines is considered failure? In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most children have difficulty in reading?
Having a limited early childhood education. Kasi sa pace na to, dito tayo natututong magbasa, magsulat. And having a limited early education can affect our literacy even in reading or writing.
Good afternoon, ma'am. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Eunice.
The question is all about patriotism. It is possible to exhibit patriotism and love of the country in settings other than the well-known social ones.
Yeah, patriotism can be shown in many ways. So I think it depends on the country or to the people living in that specific country. Since we have a different ways on how we express or show patriotism, so all things can be possible. For example, there are countries that are reasonable when it comes in showing their patriotism. Like in order to demonstrate that there are forms of patriotism besides nationalist and xenophobic ones. Adequate was established. It advances national prosperity, but it only accepts methods that respect international human rights. So this blends particular concern for one's country with a modicum of concern for people in other countries. And for me, yeah, it's possible to be a patriot without harboring animosity or indifference towards citizens of other nations. Just to spread love as long as they respect and value the rules and regulations of that specific country.
The next question is all about concern over the other citizens. How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not able to find or afford a home?
Leaders need to recognize these kinds of situations and make plans for them. Like they must come up with a solution such as setting aside funds for it. It is crucial to provide these homeless folks with necessities like food. Providing them with a home is priceless when you see that you change their lives, as it alleviates a position of extreme hardship. It is not necessary to construct an expensive home. What matters the most is the safety and accessibility.
And the third question is all about future of the nation. According to Dr. Jose Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at the present, do you think that the youth is still hope of the nation and why?
Yeah, the young people have a lot of energy and enthusiasm. They are able to pick up new skills and adjust to their surroundings. But because they are unaware of the consequences of their acts, there are certain young people in today's society who are essentially ignorant. Naturally, though, I'm not arguing that they have no chance. I continue to see young people that are intelligent, bright, and involved in their community and have a bright future. Thus, a lot will depend on these young people's mindset, education, and even their environment when it comes to what they become or do as adults. So, it is our responsibility to provide them with all the opportunities they need to develop into responsible adults because no matter what happens, today's youth are still the hope of every nation as they have the ability to conquer and face any challenges without fear.
Wonderful. The next question is all about the progress of skills. How was the Philippines government into transparency and accountability to the Philippines governance process and can you cite a specific example or initiatives that have been successful in achieving these goals?
It is important to recognize that accountability and transparency are fundamental principles that are necessary for a country to advance and succeed. Government and society can once again have trust in public institutions if they embrace transparency and accountability for their actions. So the first step in implementing higher standards of integrity for information is reporting and responding to issues more proactively to assess how transparency can best appear within an institution's operations.
The next question is all about valuing the heritage culture and history. Why is the heritage culture and history important to us?
These are the significant because they mold our identities, attitudes, and commitments, so they offer chances for a sustainable, genuine, and high quality and compassionate way of life. Through commoning procedures, cultural heritage assets can be used to help foster a collective consciousness and understanding of our history and values. Furthermore, because they help to manage and preserve both modern and ancient culture in city centers, so culture and heritage are essential components of urban regeneration programs. Education serves as a bridge between society and people, conveying and behavioral patterns, especially through heritage education. Young people can study and interpret history through cultural heritage engagement, which helps them develop a better sense of who they are and where they fit in society.
The last question is all about holding the truth. According to Freestyle Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of breeding operation among 79 countries. This means that the education in the Philippines is considered failure. In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most students have difficulty in reading?
Hmm. I don't think of it as a failure. Perhaps the Philippines simply lacks the resources and expertise necessary to figure out how to handle a situation like this. So I think though is that no nation, especially the Philippines, will hold educators accountable for this. I believe this is the reason why most kids struggle with reading and comprehension because of technology and devices. It is common knowledge that children in today's environment are not enthusiastic about reading books, even at an early age. So their first priority is a device or technology. They don't have time to concentrate and try to read books since all they want to do is play online games or watch videos.
Thank you, Ma'am Eunice, for cooperating. Have a nice day.
Here today at Don Honorio Ventura State University, also known as Tabs-Mamin. I will introduce to you a kind and hardworking security guard on campus. Kuya Manuel is a security guard who is very kind, and he is always smile at students or people who enter the gate he guards. We can see that he follows everything, such as that students without ID, it is possible to exhibit patriotism and love of country in settings other than the well-known social ones. For example, respecting the flag raising ceremony. This shows that they love and respect our own country.
Ay, yung pagtulong sa mga nangangailangan, tapos yung mga bayan na nawala, tapos may binibigyan ng gobyerno tulad ng mga resettlement, tapos yung mga nagbibigay ng relief, ganun yung nagpapas. Yun yung yung pagtulong sa mga kapwa na yun na pagpapakita ng pagmamahal tsaka sa mga individual na pamilya yung mabibigyan ng yung tulad ng yung tinatawag na tupad yung
How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not be able to find or afford a home?
tulad ng pagpapagawa sa mga resettlement para pamimigay sa bawat pamilya na walang bahay, tapos yung pagbibigay ng eskola, pagbibigay ng yung mga ayuda, pagbibigay ng relief,
Tsaka may papagitan ng pagmamahal sa kapwa, yung pagtulong sa mga nangangailangan.
According to Dr. Jose Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at present, do you think that the youth is still the hope of the nation, and why?
Ang kabataan pa rin ng pag-asa ng bayan na kung maging mabuti sila mamamayan, makapagtapos sila ng pag-aaral, makatapos sila at maging mabait sa kapwa, at kung may takot sila sa Diyos. Yun ang at gawin at makapag-trabaho sila.
Because there are many outsiders who are not able to enter the campus. Especially, it is not easy to be a security guard. Because of this, sometimes issues or accidents start to happen. How has the Philippine government improved transparency and accountability in its governance process? And can you cite specific examples or initiatives that have been successful in achieving these goals? Like how did they improve government?
Tulad ng yung maging matalino sila, yung maganda yung naayos nila yung yung mga palakad sa gobyerno, kasi matalino sila, yung alam nila yung kung paano umunlad yung nasasakupan nila.
Why is heritage, culture, and history important to us?
Malaga yung pamana sa kasaysayan ng para sa inaharap na mayroon tayong sa kinabukasan, mayroon tayong yung para bang yung mapundasyon tayo sa inaharap, yung mayroon tayong parang gabay
According to Philstar Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of reading comprehension among 79 countries. Does this mean that the education in the Philippines is considered a failure? In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most children have difficulty in reading?
Tutugo ng magulang, tapos yung ba ayaw mag-aaral. Kaya nahihirapan sila magbasa, yung gano'n. Ano ba? Nakawala. Mamaya ka na po.
This is to prevent them from happening at the university itself. According to Kuya Manuel, as a security guard, it is not easy for them because we all know that their salary here is not enough.
According to Dr. Jose Rizal, the youth is the hope of the nation. With the situation of the youth at present, do you think that the youth is still the hope of the nation? Why? Yes, I think the youth is still the hope of the nation. Even though there are cases of teenage pregnancy and out-of-school youth, there are still great, caring, and talented young people today who can still be considered as the hope of the nation. With their actions and dedications, they can contribute for the betterment of our nation.
According to Philstar Global, the Philippines ranked the lowest in terms of reading comprehension among 79 countries. Does this mean that the education in the Philippines is considered a failure? In your own opinion, what are the main reasons why most children have difficulty in reading?
No, I don't think that education system in the Philippines is considered a failure. Poverty is one of the main reasons why children have difficulty in reading. Most children, especially who came in a poor family, choose to work rather than
to go to school and learn new things just to sustain their everyday needs. The next one is the parents' lack of time teaching. We all know that our parents is our number one teacher. But sadly to say, most of the parents focus more on their work and other things rather than teaching their children on how to read, write, and more. That's why children have difficulty and struggles when they started going to school.
It is possible to exhibit patriotism and love of country in settings other than the well-known social ones.
Incredibly amazing because minorities is our nation, especially people who are colors, have preserved over their years, as they consider their past. A lot of individuals from diverse background have lived through a period of unfairness, inequity, and discrimination. Nevertheless, they have resided through dislocation, contributed much to its prosperity, helped people indeed, and numerous have also sacrificed their personal lives in defense of an entire nation, which does not have continually treated them with respectability. They have also made several contributions to all phases of the heritage. In cases have been a choice from me, I definitely prefer we never felt inclined to just different people of patriotism. However, let's preferably guarantee that we are receptive to be different manners in which this patriotism may to be exhibited. If for purpose we believe that we must let's refrain from applying needles narrow enough set by.
Why is heritage, culture, and history is important to us? According to Kuya Manuel, heritage, culture, and history is the foundation of a country's profile. It is basically what makes this country so different from the other, and the other different from the rest, and so on. The three stated elements of a country is proof of how the nation has grown from their roots and ancestors. For me, the heritage, culture, and history of our country is something to take pride in. They show us who we are and how much we've achieved, and this serves as inspiration on how much we should appreciate the beauty of our country and the determination of our people.
How can the community prepare to meet the needs of those families and individuals who will not be able to find or afford a home?
Communities can create affordable housing initiatives, support shelters and outreach programs, offer job training and mental health services, and collaborate with local organizations to provide resources and temporary housing solutions. It's about fostering a supportive network to assist those in needs while advocating for policies and prioritize affordable housing for everyone.
The Filipino people have shown resilience in advocating for their rights and holding their leaders accountable. Movements and civil society organizations have played significant roles in raising awareness, initiating reforms, and pushing for social and political change. However, there's an ongoing need for sustained efforts to strengthen democratic institutions, ensure transparency, and address systematic issues that hinder the full realization of citizen rights and opportunities for all Filipinos.